Start. Another important point on which most of the members have spoken is the enhancement of the penalty of imprisonment in certain cases. My friend and some others said this was too much and we should have some consideration for human life. For the protection of human lives, we have brought enactment in the cases of the violence by individual against individual self-defense comes in. But where a person deliberately commits something which he knows will result in death, such an intention has to be treated differently. Such an offense may even cause death to hundreds and thousands of people. Suppose a person removes a fish plate, it may cause death of many persons. This will be an act of sabotage. If that man is hanged, then there is no reprieve. It has happened that in a case of a murder, a person has been hanged, but many years after it was proved that he was innocent. There is no reason why, in this particular case, the man should not be hanged who is responsible for the death of so many passengers. There could be no two opinions about it. As far as punishment of death is concerned, there can be a difference of opinion about the execution para. My friend raised a very pertinent point that the railways will have to go to underdeveloped areas. Now we are not worried about the old outmoded idea, and that is there should be development of the area and then the thrust should follow. It is our duty to see that the areas which are far flung and which are underdeveloped are economically developed. Sir, he has raised three very pertinent points which have been agitating his mind. It could see this from his tones and from his actions that his mind was very much exercised for having a very fast train from here to his place, sir. I am not in a position to give a firm promise at this stage, but I can assure him that this matter is being looked into. There are certain restraints and constraints at various levels, but once the difficulties are removed, there is no hesitation on our part that far-flung areas of Assam are linked with Delhi. With regard to divisional headquarters, we stand on our firm commitment. There is correspondence going on between the state governments and the railway ministry. It has got stuck up on one point. I think my friend will be able to help me. We wish that the land to be allotted to the railways is given in a developed condition, but the state government says that they will give the land as it is. This is a very minor point of difference which can be settled and sorted out between the state government and the railway ministry, and I can assure the House that the railway stand firmly by their commitment. Once the state government clears this particular point, we shall go ahead with it. Stop. Para. Sir, this is a very small amendment bill and there is no question of opposing it. But taking advantage of this amendment bill, I would like to dwell on some salient points on the condition of senior workers In our country, the film industry seems to be a very glittering industry outwardly, but inwardly it is not so because the cine workers who are involved in it, whether in the production stage or distribution stage or exhibition stage, suffer from many handicaps and their service conditions are miserable. Of course, the limitation of this bill is quite understandable and it is only about cine workers welfare fund. But in our country, there are about 12,000 cinema houses and every year a few hundred feature films are produced. About 25 lakh of people are engaged in this industry in various forms, whether as technicians or musicians or directors or workers or in the distribution or exhibition system. Stop. A huge number of people is involved in film industry. I feel this will relates to cine workers who are related to production stage, but I don't know what is in the minister's mind about cine workers, whether they are in the distribution side or exhibition side. I think more than 60% are in the distribution and exhibition side. Their condition is more miserable than those who are in the production side. Para. First of all, this bill says that the ceiling will be raised from rupees 1000 to rupees 1600 to bring them on par with the other workers in other mines, etc. But I would say that rupees 1600 is not a sufficient amount. As you know, the prices are rising. Salaries in the case of workers in other industries are being raised under pressure of the labor movement, under pressure of trade unions. But what is the position of the labor laws? Of course, the Honorable Minister is in charge of information and broadcasting. My suggestion is that it should be raised to rupees 2500 per month. Para. In regard to the advisory committee, the amendment is such number of members as may be appointed. The number is 11 now, but I feel that this should not be kept so flexible. When you say that we are interested in the welfare of cine workers, if we want that fruitful discussion should take place, my suggestion is that instead of keeping it so flexible, a minimum number should be fixed. It can be increased if required. That way it can be flexible, but at the same time I would suggest that as far as the government nominees are concerned, it should not be more than the existing number. Para. Another point is that it is not known how much amount has been collected in the cine workers welfare fund so far. We also do not know how much has been distributed among the cine workers. It has been reported that only a meager amount is collected. Stop.